Hi there. You know this shit's cold, not quite like Siberia. One time I talked to a priest as a child about my nude party at reconciliation. I didn't need him to be off the hook. My way out wasn't to become a non-born-again fudgin' Freemason. A real fact, I've caused so many sighs for people I don't know the names of, sometimes in ways I'd only think of. One day I happened to have outsped somebody who wanted to make me feel like a smacked the fuck around pet. I looked the other way as kicking his ass at a beat listening to which band along with REO, Heart. I non-creepily/accidentally made eye contact with his broad, and he got so nuts I had to go the long way home like he'd never beat me in Mario Kart. He must have forgot that, at intimidation, he's one of them non-feared rooks. Also, there's a real number of women I've hit up that if you'd wonder, I couldn't ever go for now, although they haven't lost their looks. It's not like I'd want their sex or their hugs. To be honest, I'd rather grab the frick out of beer mugs. One time, someone who backed down to me wouldn't show up for a fair worst-case scenario 3-on-3. It was either that, or he'd have got whooped by the godly. Sell me some grass instead of pot, why don't ya? If I knew earlier, he'd have been sleeping in his driver's seat, damn near in a goddamn coma. He should have met up with the more in-line pyro. It just'd have been more pleasantly physical than Tybo. One guy thought it was chill to hop in a fair one-on-one as I had his buddy's shirt over his head. You should have seen if that didn't happen, because what I'd have been down to put more red in a mouth like for sure's Big Red. He acted like, how about getting blindsided? Sounds like the type of shit a less'd fight Jine did. One time a turd tried in order to eliminate a warranted refund to break my fudged up vape, so I pointed a finger gun at his dome. I wanted to bat him more than a dinger, but what I wanted to use then inspired the damn switch cone. I found out wheat beers, masked up, yeah, turn me into, I'ma throw up and count sheep here. 6 is nothing, unless they're wheat brews. Maybe you never knew that shit effing yeah did get peeps good like dairy foods. One night I drank half a gallon of wine on a work night, then showed up for my morning shift where my brain felt constricted to the size of a pea. With less reasons to have drank, I'd have treated myself more much frickin' unlikably. Hell, that's yeah, so not healthy. Oh God, help me. My ex-boxing coach fudgin' made me spar a chick, but she could chop a tree, so she quit because I socked a bee. The one time I accidentally shat on my Johnsons, only 'cause the liquid hit the funnel like oval high enough to go the fudge up like rockets. It's said that as a kid, freaking needin' a fudgin' shot to have got me pinned, they needed 5 docs. I'm guessing I'm so manly if it was one, he'd have needed to goddamn clear up his day's freaking time box. One time I checked out fudgin' with, then sent out bullets with Tony Montana in a dream. You'd know what that point's under, yeps, fudgin' 0.1% of it if you'd make a homie goddamn fudgin' come clean. By the way, the first time I ever boxed in Joliet, the black darn beat guy fell. If I were to bet my effing savings on any dang thing, it'd frickin' be that he's still less like Harvey Keitel. One day this homie I don't mind now was antagonizing me, so I smacked a tennis ball at his nuts. A 1-0 undefeated high school tennis player before quittin' managed to not face a repercussion. That's just true as how drumming's percussion. One day this homie pretended he knew where we could party, then led the whole non-turned-on entourage on a wild goose chase. Maybe he should get a face tat that states, yeah, I'm truly the anti-poon unalike toothpaste. One night I brought a bitch to a party, but she didn't drink. I don't even know how the world made her need a frickin' shrink. I've seen the psych wards, but my reach freaking's equal to the middleweight champion of my worlds. They'd want to to give me a prob lecture, but I'd box better. Driven skits by answers to keep my mind off shaggers. If I was a buck, for wanting to duke so much I'd be stripped of my antlers. One day I didn't make the most of a drunk blondie trying to dance when my older self'd have turned me into a joyful fucker. I never got enough of her hint, and it reminds me of that time I passed up who I'd not pass up due to being a loyal crusher. One time this peer threw rocks at my buddies and I. My one rib shot had him looking like a fucking pigsty. One day I smacked my noggin on a bar at a playground. I was blacked out on the dang ground. Like the time I couldn't even believe I hadn't flown through a glass door, not a screen door and/or the luxury of door beads. Heck, sir, yo, obviously that feelin' I'm so used to taking blows that I'd deal it for those barring me from hetero-sodomy more and more. Truth slip. It offs what I'd rather pull than a tulip. Before all of that, I never got turned into an assassin at heart. I hit to not eat shit, but what frickin' drove me ballistic tasted like a damn wet fart.